a lot of people always ask me, oh, did this hurt? I really like your eyebrow piercing. Oh, I really like your nose piercing. How much did this cost? They ask you where you got it from, or what are you gonna try to get next? It's just so much things that people ask about your piercings, and a lot of it usually, from my experience, are really good. Everybody thinks piercings is just jewelry. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I used to actually think that as well. But after paying attention for like a while, I just started noticing different things about piercings. People with piercings just seem more memorable. And this is not biased because I have piercings, I swear. It's also not because they're wearing expensive clothes. And it's not because they were really attractive either. But it's because it's something about their face that made it stay in your mind. Then I started to ask myself the question, why have people been piercing themselves over thousands of years? Like, if you really think about it, it's actually insane. Ancient civilizations that never even knew each other existed all decided to do the same exact thing. Isn't that wild, bro? They pierced their ears, their nose, their eyebrows, and even their lips. Different cultures, different continents, and all for different reasons. Yet somehow they all came to the same conclusion. Maybe piercings aren't just decorations. Maybe they're one of the oldest forms of self-expression that we've ever had. What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Fred. We are on our way to 8,000 subscribers, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. So kindly leave a hype. And with all that being said, let's get back into the actual video. Piercings aren't some trend that showed up on the TikTok algorithm. They're actually, in fact, older than some countries. For thousands of years, people all over have been piercing, almost every part of their body, mainly to communicate something about themselves. Sometimes it represented wealth, courage, spirituality, and even adulthood. Could you imagine I started getting piercings because I'm an adult? That's kind of crazy. But I feel like that's what fascinates a lot of people, and that's what mainly fascinates me about this whole entire topic. Even though the meanings kind of changed, the purpose stayed almost the exact same. Humans have always kind of wanted their story to be told without them having to speak it. There was a time though where piercings actually really meant something completely different, especially in the Western culture, and I'm pretty sure y'all kind of know where I'm going with this. For years, piercings was kind of associated, not even kind of, piercings were associated with like punk, rock, metal, skate culture, and people who just wanted to push back against the society considered normal. If you had facial piercings, people immediately assumed something about your personality. Maybe you were rebellious, maybe even artistic, maybe you didn't care what other people thought about you. Now, if you look around, piercings are quite literally everywhere. Models have them, actors have them, office workers, college students. Your barista probably has 3 right now. But the one thing that didn't change is piercing still communicates identity. They still tell something about you before you even speak. And from a couple videos ago, I think it's you need validation. A lot of guys were in the comments, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all are spitting in there. Y'all are saying some people dress to communicate something. So it's not technically dressed to impress, but it's dressing to attract a certain type of people. And that could be the same thing with piercings. Like if you like a certain rock band, let's say for instance, Title Fight, one of my favorite bands all time, argue with a wall for real. If you see somebody wearing a Title Fight t-shirt, you're gonna be like, oh, that guy likes Title Fight. And then it's a great conversation starter. That's the same thing with piercings. The other day at work, I went into a restaurant with some of my friends, and as we were leaving, there were 2 girls. One of them had like dyed hair and like a nose ring. And the other one was just like, she kind of looked normal. She had like bangs and stuff, and they were like, hey dude, we really like your piercings. And I feel like that's such an underrated thing, because every time 2 people with piercings see each other, it's kind of like that mutual respect. Like honestly, it's like when 2 swag demons see each other, it's like, ah, he got it on and bro got it on, you know what I'm saying? It's just like mutual respect. And it also kind of shows that you guys have like somewhat similar interests. Obviously it's not for sure or written in stone that you guys have the exact same interests, but you can kind of gauge where each other stands when it comes to cultures or subcategories of that said culture. Now I kind of want to get into why piercings actually change your style, and I think a lot of people miss it. Piercings don't actually really, replace style. They more so amplify it. Imagine 2 people wearing the same exact outfit, the same jeans, the same jacket, same shoes. Now give one like a small silver nose ring and an eyebrow piercing. Suddenly they don't feel like the same person anymore. And I mainly think that's because piercings kind of set focal points on your face. They can frame your face, add balance, contrast, and personality. And I honestly think it's really crazy how like a small piece of jewelry on your face can literally change the energy that, a person gives off. And I think that's usually why people often say, oh, I look cooler with piercings. And I don't think it's the jewelry itself making you look cooler. I think it's the combination of your face and the jewelry complementing each other to where it makes you just look calm, bro. you know? And I also think confidence plays a really large role as well. And I'm not saying that piercings just automatically give you confidence, because that is actually really not the case. But I feel like it makes more people confident once they get piercings, because I feel like when your outside appearance finally matches your inside complexity, is that the right word, complexity? I'll just say inside mojo, bro. Yeah, y'all know what I mean. When your inside mojo finally reflects in the outside appearance, I feel like you just naturally carry yourself differently. You probably smile more, stand taller, probably speak more. In my case, I was definitely aura forming a little bit more than usual when I first got my eyebrow piercing. And I think for me, the piercing that gave me the most confidence for real, probably my eyebrow, bro. Like my eyebrow was really calm, because dude, back then, I don't know what it was, but I had no eyebrows. Like I don't know what it was, bro. I don't know if they weren't fully done growing or something, but once I got my eyebrow piercing, I kind of just stopped caring, because I'm like, yo, even though it draws attention to that area, it's like I have something to compensate for me having no eyebrows. And besides the eyebrow, I think the earrings are like my second favorite. If you're staying on this side of me or the right side of me, it's like, it don't matter. You're gonna see something cool about me. And I feel like that really made me like stand a little bit taller, honestly, when it came to just, you know, being more comfortable around random people. And it also gives you individuality, I'm not gonna lie, because people always like, oh, why you have that stuff in your face? And I've had it so long, it's kind of like, I don't like, bro, what? I don't care, you know? It's like, I'm gonna keep doing me. It makes you stand out more. You seem more confident. You look cooler. It's just really no downside to it. I feel like another thing that people really don't talk about enough is they're great conversation starters. Like I was saying before, dude, there has been, I swear to y'all, I'm not even trolling, like over 150 times where I've just been at work or I've been walking or just going thrifting. A lot of people always ask me, oh, did this hurt? I really like your eyebrow piercing. I really like your nose piercing. How much did this cost? They ask you where you got it from, or what are you gonna try to get next? It's just so much things that people ask about your piercings. And a lot of it usually, from my experience, are really good. I mean, obviously I have my mom, and she's like a hater, and she'll sit here and be like, why'd you get that on your face? But besides that, that's probably the only the bad part. The family members, bro, they some true haters, but everybody else really loves it. And like I said before, it's the easiest way to just, you know, express yourself in a world full of losers. The easiest way to express yourself without saying words. Like, you can be really shy. You should obviously work on that. If you're thinking about getting a piercing and you get a piercing, that's like, it's a great conversation starter. Your appearance just kind of does the talking for you. And I'm not gonna lie, for my piercing setup, I truly did not get influence from anybody. I kind of just seen like, oh, these are kind of cool, and then I kind of just went and did my own thing, honestly. But I will say, like, I've been looking into like Dennis Rodman catalog. As y'all can see, I kind of dye my hair, but I've been looking to his catalog, and I'm like, hey, like, this guy rocks some really interesting piercings. I don't ever try to go too crazy. Obviously, I have like the studs in the ear, might change those, and then I finally changed this nose ring. So I think I went up from 16 to 14. I want to say it's 14. It's weird. The smaller the number, the bigger the piercing is. Dude, stretching your nose, it actually hurts. So just keep that in mind. It was one of my most painful piercings. I know a lot of people say different pain for different people. Bro, for me, all of my ears, breeze. Eyebrow, breeze. My eyebrow hurt the least amount of any piercing that I have. The nose, I don't know if it's because my nose is just big or what it is, but it hurt so badly, bro. But a lot of people tell me like the nose didn't really hurt for them. I honestly just think my nose is very sensitive. And this kind of leads me into the next topic. Should you get one? Now, if you've been thinking about getting a piercing, the real question is, what's actually stopping you from getting one? Obviously, I know some people have parents don't want, you know, you to get piercings, or you're scared of the pain like I was just talking about, or you just don't want to rush into getting the piercing because you honestly just don't know what you want. And I have the greatest solution in the world for this, and that is fake piercing. Yes, they indeed do have those. I remember for the longest time when I was in college, dude, I wanted a nose ring. I got heavily influenced by like some people in the music industry that I was listening to at the time, and I didn't have a car to go get a piercing. Then the second thing is I was scared to get one. So what I did is I literally went online, searched up fake piercings, and I got a fake nose ring. I had fake earrings for the longest time. I just was rocking them. I I was getting compliments over and over and over again. I'm like, hey, why don't I actually really do this? So if you're really thinking about getting a piercing and you don't know how you'll look with them, you don't want to fully commit, they have fake piercings that you can actually wear just to test it out. You can see how they look in pictures, how they look in photos, how other people, you know, see you with the piercing. And like I said before, this isn't me trying to push you and motivate you to get a piercing. That's not what I'm doing. You do not have to listen to me. I can't stress this enough. You don't have to listen to me. I'm just giving those people who are on the brink of getting a piercing and trying to get them over that hump of, you know, not being scared or anything. It's a cakewalk, bro. I'm telling you. If you're looking for individuality, you're looking for a confident boost, or you just want to express yourself a little bit more, I would highly considering getting a piercing. Don't just go get a piercing just because. Really be intentional about it. You guys can always literally find influences on the internet or just people in passing by, you know? And I swear, you'll be probably one of the swaggiest people in the room. But with all that, you have reached the end. I really appreciate all you guys staying to the end with me. I love y'all boys so much. Make sure you guys check out the last video. We were talking about hair theory and how dyeing your hair can really change your appearance too. We're on like this thing where we're all just developing together, I'm assuming. I'm really trying to get y'all boys looking right for the summer. First it was hair, now it's piercings. I don't know what's gonna be next, but we are on our way to 8,000 subscribers. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. Make sure you so kindly leave a hype. With all that being said, it's been your boy Fred. Piercings are really older than some countries. Like what? And we out.